Happy New Year, everybody. This video is going to go up New Year's Eve and 2023, depending on when you're watching this. And I just want to say, hey, we made it through 2023. Can't wait for 2024. I want to thank all of you for watching in 2023, whether you've been watching since I started or you've just started watching and this is your first video. So today I'm going to talk about my most used products of 2023. I've already done my favorites and I've already done my least favorites. But today I really wanted to talk about what I'm actually using on a daily basis, because even though I have a lot of products that are favorites, they're things I love and I think, you know, would be great products and I'll recommend them to you, it's not necessarily what I'm wearing the most. My job basically entails that I have a relatively, I'm looking for the right word. I don't want to say boring, but my attire and my makeup tends to be pretty conservative for what I do for a day job, if you will, outside of this channel. So, you know, there's a lot of products that I absolutely love, but just it doesn't make sense for me to wear on a Zoom call, if you will. So I went through and really took a look at, you know, what I've worn throughout the year. And how I know that is because I tend to keep things in different places. In my studio, I have different drawers and I have different ways of organizing everything. And yes, I am going to have a video of my organization and where I put all my purses and where I have my jewelry and all that good stuff is coming in 2024. In fact, I am going on my low buy, no buy. I've already started. I've been really good. Today I could have gone to the outlets, but I didn't. No, and I'm decluttering my closets, which are, that's a fascinating thing. Yeah, if I haven't worn it well, my rule is always like I turn the hangers around when I wear something, so I know I've worn it within the last year. But if I haven't worn something in 3 years, it's gone. It's just gone, regardless of anything. So yeah, it's been, decluttering is ongoing. And I'm going to do the same with my makeup. That's coming in 2024 too. But I will film that for all of you. All right, guys, let's get started. First, I want to mention a couple things. These earrings, these stunning, beautiful vintage earrings. These, I believe, are Ciner, or is it Ciner? I think it's Ciner, C-I-N-E-R. These are from Queen's Antiques. Let me just pull up really quickly. Just pulling up her Instagram. It's Queen's Antiques, all one word. Check it out. She is fabulous to work with, incredibly sweet, really helpful. And, you know, if you're looking for any type of costume, vintage jewelry, she will help you out. And she sourced these for me. I absolutely love them. Absolutely stunning. And again, she's just lovely to work with. And if you happen to be lucky enough to be in New York, she's actually has a shop in New York, so you can check that out. I'll make sure she's tagged when I do the Instagram post about this video. So yes, that's where these earrings are from. And I also want to mention that I do have the new perfume from Tom Ford, Vanilla. Now I'm just going to call it Vanilla because I don't want to get in trouble. And in the title, I'll just put new Tom Ford Vanilla perfume or something. I don't know. YouTube is weird. Like when he has a number of fragrances like Lost Cherry, Rose, you know the word, Bitter Peach. There's a couple of them. And I put the Rose perfume up and I used the last word in that. And they took my channel down. They took my video down and said it was against guidelines. So you have to be super careful with this stuff. So this is the perfume. I'll put it up like this so, you know, you can see the title, the name of it. And I've been wearing it now for just a short period of time. But I have to tell you, I really love it. It's got that, it's a vanilla almond marzipan kind of smell. I don't like to eat marzipan, but I do like the smell of it. And a little bit of like baby doll, like Barbie kind of smell, which I personally love. Feb Delicious has a little, Dior's Feb Delicious has a little bit of that, like a plastic. I know it sounds odd, but it smells, to me, it smells good. And then on the left, I have the new Tom Ford Vanilla Fatale. Now, the reason I say new is because Vanilla Fatale used to exist, and I have a very large bottle of it. And then it was discontinued. Well, it has been re-released in this type of bottle, and I was lucky enough to get a sample So I am going to buy that from Rhiannon when it comes out a couple weeks. It's like the 3rd week, I think, of January she'll have it. It does smell different from the original and I like it more, so I have to do a comparison between the two. But this one, the vanilla, really, really, if you're a vanilla lover, you're gonna like it. But like I said, it has that vanilla, almondy, plasticky kind of smell. It's not super deep. It's not super warm. It's just a nice, it's just, it's real. I really like that. It's creamy. It's very creamy. And what I'm wearing today, this is the Mugler H&M collection. I don't usually go for Mugler. That's not my style. It's a little over the top for me. And my, you know, my aesthetic, I guess, is the best way to just explain it. But I really liked this top. I thought it was fun. All it really is a see-through with the Mugler stars all over it. And of course I have a tank top underneath because I'm not wearing it by itself. But yeah, it's really beautiful. It's got the stars, you know, throughout the whole thing. And it's heavy. It's a very heavy piece. But yeah, I'm thrilled to have it. It was a lot of fun. I don't know yet where I'm going to wear it, although I am going to Vegas in 2024 for a friend's birthday. So maybe I'll wear it there. Okay, so let's get started with what I have on my face and what I've been wearing, really, what the most used products of the year. So let's start with primer. So the Chanel primers that I have, Le Beiges, I have been wearing them since I bought them, but I just got them at the end of December. So I have not been using those mostly this year. But I did go through an entire bottle. This is a brand new bottle. I haven't opened it yet, of the Guerlain Watery Oil. I had a big, huge bottle and I finally went through it. So this is a smaller bottle I usually use for travel, but I've used up an entire bottle this year of this. That's what I use as my primer until the Chanel's came along. It's one of those products that, yes, it's a skincare product, but it's really used to plump your skin. I have it on today. It plumps your skin. It makes you look healthy and glowy and beautiful, at least it does for me. And has good skincare properties, and then I let it sink in, and then I put my foundation on over it. So that's what I've been using as a primer for years. I won't say how long. And then the Chanel Le Beiges, this is the Touche de Teint. And you can see, obviously, how much I've used. And I need to get another one because this is about to go. There's not much left. And this is in BR12. I love this product. I recommend this to everybody. It works on people who have normal skin, oily skin, dry skin. I've never had someone try it who has super oily skin, I will admit. But I've had friends who I've, you know, advised to get it and they've used it and they have oilier skin than me and they love it too. So it's just a great product. I honestly love that foundation so much. The other foundation that I wear, if it's not that one, is and I've mentioned this in my best of, the Chantecaille gel foundation, and the Prada is more matte, but that one I've used more than those as well. I mean, you can just see it's almost gone. So I've used up. And the Guerlain, I used up an entire bottle. Okay, so let's talk about bronzer. Bronzer is the Tom Ford Terra, which is, you know, from years ago, right? I finally had to crack open a new one. I did this earlier this year, and because I finished an entire small one. This is my favorite bronzer. It just works really well on me. It's a very light, cool toned bronzer, and I've been using it again for years and years and years, and it's what I go back to. There's a lot of good bronzers that came out this year. I mentioned them in my best of, and you know, I've continued to mention them, and I did a bronzer video of all the ones that I like, but the Terra one just remains the one that I go to, and it's the one I use the most often, because to be honest, I'm usually in a rush. Shocking, I know. So I go for the things that I know work, and I don't have to worry about them. So that is a tried and true product, and that's what I've used mostly this year. Powder. Now, I made the mistake of not talking about this in my favorites. I had it in the thumbnail, and I just forgot to mention it. This is a second one. I actually have one in my purse, and then I have one in my desk. This powder is special. This is the Dolce & Gabbana Solar Powder. And if I ever hear that they're discontinuing this, I'll have to buy like 3 of them, because powder does keep. This stuff is amazing. It makes me look just better. Like, I can put it on just by itself, when I'm just like doing a Zoom call and I'm just having normal conversations and I'm not wearing makeup, but I want to look a little bit better, I just put that all over my face. It just works beautifully and it's easy, you know? I usually use these little puff pads. Where do I get these? Amazon. I'll make sure they're linked below. And I just, you know, go like this and I'll go like that. And then I'll be like, and I'm ready for my Zoom call. Yeah, it's just an amazing powder. It just brightens, lightens, evens. It doesn't look like anything. It's not cakey. It's phenomenally good. I mean, honestly, it's just so freaking good. And the other powder is the Westman Atelier. Now you can see that I've used this because look at the damage to the front of this thing. Because I had it in my purse, and so like it's dinged and danged and it looks destroyed. But this is the pink. This is the pink powder. I still use this for under the eyes. I use a very large Surratt brush. This is a candle brush. You can see how large that is. It's very soft. And then I just take it into the pink powder and press like this. That's it. That's all I do. And it just works beautifully. I mean, it's just amazing. I've talked about it before. It's what I use. I mean, you know, if I'm in, like, again, if I'm on a Zoom call, I'll just sort of do that, and I'm like, oh, I look acceptable. I can get by. Yeah, I mean, it's really good, guys. I don't know what else to say. There's really not a lot behind it. It works. The powders work. So, all right. Highlighter. So I find myself reaching for two different highlighters. One is a powder, and this is, again, did not come out in this year. It's Chantecaille's Pearl Lumiere. This used to have a bird motif on it. The bird is long gone, as you can see, because I use it all the time. And this is a very, like, multi-dimensional. It has, like, an opalescence kind of to it. It's really beautiful, and it's one of my favorite highlighters to ever be created. It's a stunning, opalescent, beautiful, white, pinkish highlighter. And it works really well. Doesn't accentuate texture. You know, it's just phenomenally good. And I use it a lot because I feel like that's sort of my go-to. And then the other one, which is what I have on today, is the Rare Beauty. This is the cream. This is a lot easier to use, frankly, for me, because I can just dot it on and then blend it out. I do use the Sheer Buffer from Sonia G. This is a great, great brush. I use this for all my cream and liquid products, highlighters, blushes. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is what I do, and I just go, and that's it. It's really easy. Her stuff is amazing. I like the pink one as well, but I do seem to go for the white one more. I think because it's the most impactful, and I just have to use a tiny, tiny bit. Like, it's literally like a dot. It's a dot. If you haven't seen this before, like the stuff, there's a doe foot, which is absolutely huge. And if you put on as much as I just put on the back of my hand, your face is going to be ridiculously glowy. So, you know, I try not to use that much, but you can see that thing is reflective. Yeah, it's just a beautiful product, and the pink they're all beautiful, and I love her blushes as well. We'll get to that. Okay, so a couple of incidentals. There's a couple of products that I use that I don't really talk about very often. One is the By Terry. This is the Baume de Rose. This is that comes in like a tub, but I also use the one that comes in like the doe foot. Put this on my lips beforehand to keep them soft and moisturized. My lips are very dry. And the other product I use is the Emile Cordon. I have them in my drawer. I use a lot of Emile Cordon. This is Emile Cordon if you've never seen them. They have all kinds of great scents. This is French Pear. Smells so good. And the colors are beautiful and it smells phenomenal. And these are really good on the lips. I find that they moisten my lips extremely well, as does the By Terry. So those are the products that I use like sort of beforehand, before you ever see me on camera. And then if I need a concealer, which I very rarely use, and somebody asked me the other day about concealers versus correctors, they are very different and they have different purposes. I don't use concealers very often. This is the Clé de Peau stick concealer. This is what I use more than anything else. It's a great concealer. This sucker will stay on anything. But that's really like if I have like a red mark or something or something that I need to conceal, I need to cover. I tend to not do that because I'm at a point in my life that I'm like, if I have something It's there. I mean, I'm not trying to hide anything. Like, I'm not trying to cover anything up. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. I've used concealers before as well. It's just that most of the time I'm just like, it'll be fine. It's fine. Just let it go. However, if I do want to conceal something, I use that. Correctors are products that have a certain color to them, like a green or an orange or a peach, and that's to color correct. So when I have a breakout of rosacea, it's really bad, when it's really, really red, I use a green corrector because green counteracts red. I use the Chanel. That's the only one I use. I have it in my top drawer. It's right here. This is what I use. And I haven't had to use this very often since I had lasers. If you haven't watched me before, I've talked about my laser journey and I've showed pictures of what it looks like. I'm probably gonna get lasers again in 2024. Rosacea is not something you can cure. You have to keep going back to sort of keep it under control. The lasers have worked really well for me and I think it's done its job, but you have to just keep doing it. It's not like you do it a couple of times 1 year and then it's just gone. It's unfortunately not how it works. So, you know, I haven't had to use the green. But yeah, when my face gets really red or I feel like there's a lot of redness, I'll use the green to counteract it. But I like the Chanel one. I think that one's phenomenal. And then on my brows, because I have changed the way I do my brows ever since I got them laminated, I've been using the Boy Brow by Glossier. This is my favorite product. I use brown. I do have the auburn one when I want more of an auburn look. And I just put this into my brows and brush up and then take a Q-tip and wipe off the excess. And that's it. I am done. Now that works because I've been dyeing, if you will, my brows. You can go and get them done tinted, basically is what they are. So I tint my brows to make them a little bit deeper and darker, and that fills in any, you know, spaces. I am going to get my brows microbladed in 2024. So there will be a point in time I show up where my brows look incredibly huge. That's coming. But I'll walk you through all of that and I'll do all pictures for that. But for the meantime, just using Glossier Boy Brow. Absolutely love it. Okay, let's get to lips and we'll do eyes last. So lips, I have on and I've been using more than any other product, my Chanel Nude Brune liner, and it's been reformulated. So I did pick up a new Nude Brune, the reformulated one. It's on its way to me, so we'll test out what the difference is. The old Chanel liners I hated. Like when I worked for Chanel back in the day, our liners were terrible. And I would tell everybody, like, don't buy our liners. They were so awful. They were so dry. I love the fact that they reformulated these and I have a whole bunch of them and I really like the formula. So I don't know what they did and I hope they didn't ruin them, but I'll let you know. But I use this one more than anything else. You can see it's starting to get shorter than the others. I should have bought a backup, but I didn't. That was probably a mistake. Anyway, so yeah, that's the liner that I use more than any other in 2023. Lipsticks, there were two. The first lipstick is the 08. This is the Rouge G by Guerlain. And if I have a name for 08, I'll put it down below, but I know this is the 08 lipstick. This lipstick is just a really good basic. Sorry, but that's what it is. It's a pinky nude kind of shade. It works really well for me and I can easily use it. It goes with the Nude Brune liner really well and it just goes with everything. So that's why I use it. That's why I've used it a lot. It's just easy to use. I mean, that's really the truth of it. And then the Dior Maximizer in Rose Nude, this is 038, which I talked about like a million times. It's just a great shade. I mean, I can use this by itself. I can use it over this lipstick. They are very similar colors. This is just a deeper form of that. So that's what I have on today, all those three. And that's the look you get. It's just a really nice, easy, rosy nude look. Product that I've worn a lot, and you can see the way I put my lipstick on, it's kind of curved, has that weird, I don't know why I put lipstick on that way, but anyway, this is a limited edition. This doesn't exist anymore. This was 728, and this was the lip balm, and I bought two of these, and this is my second one, so I gotta go through it. I don't want to, but it's, you know, eventually gonna go bad. But anyway, that is the other. You can see it's not that different in color. It's a little bit deeper, but that's a lip balm. And I love that shade so much. And like I said, I bought two of them. But yeah, it's, I went through an entire lipstick. I think that was, so it's been almost 2 years. Yeah, but I'm about to go through it, and I'm very sad about that because I can't replace it. You know, that's okay. That's the way it goes. And then blush. So the blush is the, again, Rare Beauty. Now this is in shade Virtue. This is the newer shade that came out. And this has a little bit more warmth to it. I love all the shades. Hope is a really good one. This is a little bit more of a peach, a little bit more warmth, but it matches the lipsticks really well. It has like that rose nude kind of look. And again, I sheer it out. I don't use a lot. And I use, again, the sheer buffer to put it on. I also want to say the other blush that I really like, but I haven't used it as long because I haven't had it as long, is the Dior. It's called Precious Rose. It's very light. This is a very, very light blush. Now again, I haven't had this that long, but I really do like it, and I use it a lot because it's a really light blush, and I like that. So I can just put it on really easily. Again, I can't say it's the most used, but I do want to say, like, of the products that I find myself using that a lot since I bought it, like a lot since I bought it. So I did want to give it a sort of honorable mention. On my eyes, let's get to it because I know, you know, I bought a ton of eye products this year, and it's interesting what I actually end up using because you guys are gonna laugh. Okay, first of all, Surratt eyelash curler. I never go out without my eyelashes curled. Even if I'm not wearing makeup, I will curl my lashes because my lashes are pretty thick and pretty long, but they are very straight. So I always use my Surratt eyelash curler. It is my favorite. It is the one that I always go back to, and I keep buying new ones. So this one is fantastic. Get yourself a Surratt eyelash curler. You will be thrilled that you did. Liner. This is the Chanel liner in Bois Noir. This is a great shade. It's not black. It's like a gray black. And it just looks so good with everything. And again, the reason I reach for it is because I can wear it with everything. I can wear it with browns, I can wear it with pinks, I can wear it with purples. It doesn't really matter because it's not really black, but it's kind of black. But it has a little bit of brown and a little bit of gray. It's just perfect shade, just for me anyway. Like, it just works really, really well. And I love using it, so it's easy. Mascaras. There's two mascaras that I reach for pretty much continuously. Jones Road, which I've gone through 2 of them since they came out, and Caloret, which is my second. This is my second tube. This stuff does not come off in anything. I have been caught in rainstorms, I have been caught in downpours, and nothing. Like, that stuff does not come off. The Caloret mascara is hands down my go-to when I travel. That's the one I pack because I don't have to worry about it. It will not come off. Like, I can wear it for a 14-hour day and I don't have to worry about it. And I have 14-hour days quite often, actually. So that is the product. That is hands down the product. It's just so good. And I am going to mention skincare at the end, guys. So I will add that in. And perfume. Okay. So what am I putting on my eyes most of the time? These are the Rare Beauty. I know. These are the Rare Beauty sticks, eyeshadow sticks, and I have them in all the shades. Literally. This shade is the one I have on today. And what I like about these is, first of all, they're really easy. Again, you see a theme here, right? You can put these over shadow, you can put them under shadow. They just work really well. They stay on. If it pours, you don't have to worry about it. If you have a 14-hour day, you don't have to worry about it. They don't move, they don't transfer. They're phenomenally good. And all the shades at the moment are basically shades of like neutrally pinky, goldy browns. Like that, those are the shades. That's what they have at the moment. I hope they come out with more colors because I absolutely love these products. These are in my top drawer. I use them all the time. I use them as a base or I use them by themselves. Depends on what I'm doing. And then the eyeshadow palette that I reach for practically all the time, and I usually use over those or with those or maybe by themselves, and I have it on today, is the Chanel 9-pan palette that no longer exists. This is the, I think it's called Indispensables. Yeah, it's a good name. And I wish Chanel would do more of these. I have the colorful one as well, but this is the one that I that I use. And the reason I use it, again, is because it's easy. The one I have on right now is this one here, that trio. This is a cooler trio, and this is sort of like the mid trio. And it's an easy look. It's an easy, neutral, I can wear this to work. I have 3 different looks in here. I can mix them. It's just simple. It's just easy to do. And I love that palette. I would, you know, that's like one of my favorite palettes of all time. And I have used that this year more than any other. Now, that does not mean that I do not love the Hermes and the Yves Saint Laurent and the Prada and the Clé de Pose and all of those. But I had to be honest about what I used, and I didn't get all of those products until later in the year, especially the Hermes and the Clé de Pose. Like, I didn't have them, or the Pradas. So that product I've had for years. So if I really look at what I've used, most of these products are products that I had before the beginning of this year started. There's a couple that I've added this year, but for the most part, these are products that I already owned before this year started. What will be interesting is if next year I find that I'm wearing mostly Clé de Pose, or I'm finding I'm wearing the Hermes, or whatever it is. If you were to ask me second, like what's my second most used shadows, to be honest with you, they're probably the Suku ones, and I just like decide on a day, like I'll pick up one of the Suku ones and use that. But most of the time, I'm using the Rare Beauty eyeshadow sticks and putting a shadow over it, using it by itself. Because again, that's my lifestyle at the moment. If I was, you know, doing more, if I was doing things that would allow me to be more creative in my makeup style outside of the channel, yeah, I would definitely use more of these things. But again, that's just not the situation at the moment. So yeah, that's where we are. Couple things about like accessories. So this headband, I have this in black and I have it in silver, and I've talked about it on the channel. I get these at Target. This one was like $10. I'll link it again if it still exists. I do a lot of like inexpensive headbands and stuff. I do have some expensive ones, don't get me wrong. But my favorites I end up getting from Target. Jennifer Behr I also love, and Lillet from New York. L-E-L-E-T also has beautiful things. And then I do have these hairpins, which I wear all the time. These are Westman Atelier Deborah Pagani pins, and I have it in black and silver and rose gold, and you will see these sort of sticking out of the back of my hair many days on this channel, and I do use them all the time, so I do want to mention them. Perfume. The perfume that, and it might be Tom Ford, it might be this vanilla. This is really good. I like the vanilla Fatale though as well. Geez, I smell nice today. I smell like a baked good. The perfume that I've used more than any other this year, and it's interesting because I have, as you've probably seen if you've watched my channel before, I have a antique cabinet full of perfume. The one that I go to most often is something that has been discontinued, and well, actually both of them. One is the Shalimar Iris perfume, which was a flanker of Shalimar, which I absolutely love, and it's comforting. The other is Lancome's Lavande Triadon, which is a lavender, which again is no longer in existence, which I really enjoy, and I feel like it's just very comforting. I just really like that. And then the other one is one that does exist, and you guys will laugh because it's an inexpensive perfume. And again, I'll link down below where you can find it, if I can find it. They used to have them at Target, but I don't know where they are now. It's Sola Notes Vanilla. And the reason that becomes so popular for me, like the most used, I shouldn't say popular, the one that I use most, is because oftentimes I'm, you know, I'm wearing a different perfume every day. Like I love to wear different perfumes every single day. So most of the time, so because of that, I don't have one that I wear all the time. When I do go to a perfume, like specifically, like I said a minute ago, it's more for like a comforting thing. So the lavender, the Lavande Trianon, or the Iris are just very comforting scents for me. So I wear those. And then the Sola Notes Vanilla is great for like, I'm going to get on a plane. I'm going to travel somewhere. I'm going out somewhere and I don't want to be like I don't want to have a strong perfume. You know, I'm going to work, I'm going to a conference. Like that perfume is just a very nice light vanilla. And it's just easy and it's not particularly expensive. So if I travel with it and it breaks, I'm kind of like, okay, I can buy another one. This perfume from Tom Ford is very expensive. I think this is like $400. This is 50 milliliters, guys. This is 1.7 ounces. I mean, it's ridiculous. Tom Ford's gotten ridiculously expensive, but this smells really, really good. It's really, really nice. But again, I'm probably not going to travel with that. I might have a, you know, like a travel spray, but I'm not going to travel with that bottle because it gets lost, someone steals it, it breaks, you know, that kind of thing. So the Solo Notes is a really nice lavender. It's basic, but it's really nice and it travels well. They also have an almond one that's really nice. Great to travel with as well. I think they have a Tonka one too. But my point is, like, it's inexpensive and it's easy to use. I have developed some favorites this year. The Yves Saint Laurent, the Burberry, the Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. There's a few that are inexpensive that I might travel with more next year. But again, they weren't ones that I had January 1st, the beginning of this year. So we'll see if they become, you know, most used next year. That'll be interesting. Last but not least, skincare. Skincare is extremely important. As I mentioned before, I do get lasers. That, I think, is a huge part of my skincare. But the products that I continue to use, La Mer Cleansing Oil. It's the one product that I have backups of that. I don't want it to go anywhere because that's my favorite. There are other ones that I use, and I've talked about them in my skincare videos, which you can find on the channel, but that is the most used product. That's the most used. The next is the toner by La Mer. Same thing. It just brings my skin to a balanced pH, which is perfect for me. And I use it practically every day along with that cleansing oil. So those two. I can't say, I really don't think there's been many days that I haven't used them, except for when I was having my massive migraine issues, or when I was sick, because honestly, I didn't care. My skin could be peeling off at that point. I was just like, whatever. So I didn't use a lot of skincare during those days. Next would be the Sicily lotion products. There's one that I use for day, one that I use for night. And those I do use every single day that I do skincare. So if I'm not sick or have a migraine, I'll be using them. And they're phenomenally good. Moisturizers, Augustinus Bader and La Mer. The Soothing Cream by Augustinus Bader, the Rich Cream by Augustinus Bader, and the La Mer Moisturizing Cream, the thick one. And then the La Mer, I think it's in the pump. I'll put it up. It's a light moisturizer that I use during the day. Those are the four that I really use. Those are them. The Chanel No. 1 products I really do like. There's a spray that I use often. That one's really nice. Eye cream, Clé de Peau is the eye cream that I use. It's my favorite. Most used. I have others, but most used. And masks, Sicily is probably the biggest. The number one most used masks are from Sicily. I love their masks. There's one in particular, I'll put the picture up, that I love the smell of and I love the way it feels. It's just phenomenally good. I do have other masks. I actually use a lot of masks from Lush. They're fresh face masks, and then they go bad within like 2 weeks, but they're really good. There's a couple specifically, I'll put up pictures, that I use all the time and I really, really enjoy. But again, they're fresh face masks. They make them and then they go bad in 2 weeks. So you have to keep them in the little refrigerator, which I have in my bathroom. I think that's it. Oh, hair care. So Orbe. I use Orbe, my brain. Orbe for color treated hair in the red bottles. I have different products for my hair when I'm like, you know, normally doing it. Like this is a blowout. They are mostly Orbe products. That's generally what I use. I do have others that I like, but most used is going to be Orbe. Again, there are other products that I like, but the Orbe is the number one. That's the one that for 2023, those are the most used. So that's it for today, guys. Those are the products that I've used most in 2023. I can't believe we're already at 2024. I just want to say a thanks to all of you. Honestly, it's been an interesting year in some ways, but you know, I wouldn't change anything for the world. You always end up where you're supposed to be. I want to thank you all for watching and subscribing and subscribing over on Patreon to support me. That's just, I really greatly appreciate it. Tonight, the 31st at 5 o'clock, I will run the giveaway. I'm going to make sure there's a post up on Instagram. And that's just sort of a little way for me to say thank you. I mean, it's not much, but I really do appreciate all the support. I hope to reach 10,000 subscribers in 2024. That's my goal for 2024. Let's see if I can get there. You know, I'm not able to spend as much time and effort as I'd like to on the channel, obviously with my job, but I do as much as I can. I really enjoy being here. I enjoy interacting with all of you. That's really the highlight of all of this. I love playing with makeup, but really it's the interaction with all of you that makes it special. So again, thank you so much. And Happy New Year. Here's to an amazing, for everyone, 2024. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it and hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.